What's up, guys? So let's talk about Crossfat. Um, in this video, I'm going to lay out kind of a general structure of how it can be ran, how I'm kind of doing it at the moment. And if anybody is interested in being a guinea pig and me coaching them in a Crossfat style, if you reference this video, I'll leave a link in the description to DM me your inquiry. I'll give you $50 off your first month of coaching. So for CrossFat people only, you'll have to answer a questionnaire. You'll have to have certain equipment stuff to make this work. So it's not going to be for everybody, but that's something you're interested in. Like I said, reference this video. I'll give you $50 off your first month. Anyway, let's get started. So first and foremost with CrossFat, your first thing, obviously, whatever you're going to need to get warmed up, of course. I generally, 10 minutes on the elliptical machine, some dynamic stretches, dynamic warm-ups, etc. But the first thing you're going to do is whether you want to call it skill work, power work, strength work, that's going to go first. So right now I'm doing front squats. And what I like to do is work up to a top set. It could be a heavy single, it could be a heavy triple, a heavy set of 5, whatever the case may be. Work your way up to a top set. And the reason for this is because the amount of reps you're going to have to get in order to warm up to that top set is going to be a lot of good practice doing the skill. So I like it's built in, that's speed work, etc., skill work built into warming up to whatever your top set is. And then for back offs, what I like to do is take down the intensity, but lower rest periods. So like on this one, I did 225 for sets of 3, paused, but I only took 1 minute rest in between each set. I don't know if I'm overlaying that right now or if I cut away from it, whatever the case may be. So after your, whatever power, strength, skill work is going to come the CrossFat supersets. And what I'm doing right now is deficit double overhand deadlifts. That's self-limiting the weight for me right now because I don't want to do anything heavy. Supersetted with box jumps and med ball slams. Excuse my voice. I'm a little under the weather. But that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And you want it to not be something completely different from your initial work. So I like to, it's obviously lower body stuff. And I like to pair my squat patterns with my hinge patterns on the same day. So, I'm squatting for my skill strength. Then I'm throwing a hinge pattern in there in my supersets along with an explosive movement, 2 explosive movements really. And this again, kind of working up to a top set or, some straight sets, whatever the case may be. And this is something, it can almost be an introductory as well. Whatever these movements are can be whatever you're going to have up next in your strength skill slot. So it gets you some good practice with moderate weights. You're not going to go really heavy with this portion of it. You want enough somewhere in that 60 to 80% range, but you're not going near failure with the reps. So if you're doing a single or a triple before your box jumps or your pull-ups or your med ball slams, whatever the case may be, you're focused on doing it fast and explosively with moderate weights. And again, you're getting some practice with this movement, and it would make for a great movement to slot next cycle into your actual skill work, where you are going to go a little bit heavier and a little more intense for it. So that's something to keep in mind there. Now, after these supersets, you're going to do a finisher. You can skin this cat multiple ways. On this day, what I did, I just kind of freestyled a big giant set where I did some deadlifts. I lowered the weight, did some pull-ups, did some med ball slams, did multiple box jumps. And I did this one in particular because I wanted to get some of those 38-inch box jumps in a fatigued state for my upcoming big WOD for my birthday. So I did that in particular here. But you can do something like that, or what I did on another day, I did 40 straight deadlifts with 225. You obviously lowered the weight again, and then a box jump. But with your finisher, you're going to want to take yourself really close to failure in a higher rep range. And this is going to be more conditioning based than actual strength based. Is kind of the gist of what's going on here. So that's going to be your finisher. This is the meat and potatoes of it. This is the non-optional stuff. This must be done. This is Crossfat. What I did after this, I set up a medley outside with strongman stuff. And this, depending upon where you're at in training, what your goals are, you can do this heavy and for short bursts. You can do it light and restorative. You can even, I've done before, like set a 10 or 15 minute timer and done it really light, but with the goal of staying moving for the whole 10 or 15 minutes. A lot of different ways you can set this up. On this day, I did, it was kind of moderate paced, moderate weight, and it was carry based. Front carry heavy too. I did a sandbag carry. It was just a 100-pound sandbag. Zercher yoke walk, and then I put some farmer's carries in there in between. So I did 3 rounds of this, and again, if you're doing it like this, you're gonna want to keep rest times to a minimum. This is very much conditioning based. Keep in mind what you've already just done with the Crossfat stuff. So you don't necessarily have to kill yourself with this, going 2 balls out, but if you want to, you can. That's optional. But this is kind of the icing on the cake part, and I really enjoy this. So there's that. After that, but wait, there's more. Accessory work, whatever bodybuilder style accessory work you want to do. Generally speaking, you don't want anything spinally loaded or anything like that. You very much want to keep it isolation based. So on like a lower body day like this, what I like to do, you've already spent a lot of time in the gym. I would set up, if you can, a leg extension, a hamstring curl, and maybe like a reverse hyper or a back extension, and kind of superset those 3. 3 to 5 sets, getting near or at failure on each movement each time. Taking just enough rest to get yourself ready for the next set. Do that. You're not going to need much. You're already trashed. You don't even have to necessarily do this. I feel like a little bitch if I don't do at least a little some accessories even after doing all of this before I'm done. So there's that. And finally, we're still not done. Get your ass on the elliptical or a bicycle or a treadmill or something of that nature, and 20 minutes to an hour of list cardio. On this day, I did an hour. I did 2 separate 30-minute sessions. I would have done an hour straight, but I had to pee. So stay hydrated, my friends. But that's kind of Crossfat all summed up. Again, if you want me to coach you in Crossfat, I would like a guinea pig or 2. Reference this video when you DM me, and I will give you $50 off your first month. Peace!